my Superman Crypto shirt on. I am so excited for part 2 of this series. Superman the movie gave us wonder, while Superman 2 gives us war. In this sequel, the Man of Steel faces his greatest threat, not from outside the Earth, but from three exiled Kryptonians who want to rule it. But this film didn't just raise the stakes, it pulled off something rare in superhero cinema. It made the hero vulnerable. Welcome back to The Last Son of Krypton, and in this episode we're diving into the battle between hope and domination, love and responsibility, because this is Superman 2. Before we get into the story, let's talk about the real drama. Originally, Richard Donner shot most of Superman 1 and 2 back to back, but after clashing with producers, he was fired, and Richard Lester took over. Lester reshot major parts of the film and added a lighter tone, and that left the final product being a blended vision, both with Donner's grandeur meeting now Lester's campy charm, and somehow it kind of worked. So the film opens with a direct connection to the first film. The Phantom Zone prisoners Zod, Ursa, and Non. They are now released when Superman hurls a hydrogen bomb into space. They crash land on Earth, quickly realizing that they have powers and set their sights on conquest. Terrence Stamp's Zod is iconic. He's calm, menacing, regal. He doesn't yell, he commands. And when he finally reaches the White House and demands that Earth's leaders kneel, that line lives in movie villain history. Meanwhile, Clark and Lois are getting closer. She's starting to suspect the truth, and in a hilarious scene at Niagara Falls, she basically tests him by throwing herself into danger. Eventually, Clark reveals the truth, and this is where the film takes a bold turn. Way to go! Clark gives up his powers to live as a mortal man with Lois. He sacrifices everything for love. The scenes at the Fortress of Solitude where he gives up his powers are heartbreaking, especially when, as a human, he gets beat up in a diner. It's Superman brought down to our level. But of course, Earth needs Superman, and once Zod takes over the planet, Clark realizes the cost of abandoning his destiny. He returns to the fortress, regains his powers, and flies back into action. No training montage, no delay, just one of the greatest comeback shots in superhero history. Superman flying directly at the camera. It leads to an epic showdown in Metropolis, not just fists, but strategy, fear, and a battle of ideologies. Superman represents restraint, while Zod represents power without conscience. Here is what elevates Superman 2, because it's not just about the battle. It's about what Superman gives up. By the end, Clark realizes that he can't have both Lois and the cape. His love for her is very real, but his duty to the world is greater. He kisses her, and with a controversial but poetic twist, uses a memory wipe kiss so she forgets he's Superman. Is it a bit convenient? Yeah. But is it emotionally? It kind of is. It hits, and it reinforces a tragic truth that Superman is alone. Christopher Reeve steps it up here. His vulnerability, his heartbreak, his quiet moments with Lois, it's all powerful. And Margot Kidder, she gets to shine here. Lois isn't just comic relief, she's sharp, fearless, and emotionally intelligent. Terrence Stamp is a scene stealer. Zod is never silly, and he carries weight. Now, years later, finally in 2006, fans got the Donner Cut, which is a version of Superman 2 using Richard Donner's original footage and story direction, and it ended up being darker, more emotional, and removes some of the campier Lester moments. The Donner Cut has its flaws, of course, but it gives us a more serious tone and a better emotional arc, honestly. Either way, both versions are still worth watching, and if you're like me, you watch both. Superman 2 is one of the best superhero sequels ever. It balances romance, action, and moral choices in a way that most modern films don't even try. It's bigger than the first, more emotionally risky, and it cements Superman as more than just a hero. He's a symbol of sacrifice. The tone sometimes clashes and the ending is divisive, but as a whole, it soars. And with that, that is episode 2 of The Last Son of Krypton. And up next, things are going to take a weird turn because we are going into Superman 3. Richard Pryor, evil Superman, and a lot of questionable choices. So with that, like, comment with your favorite moment from Superman 2, and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. And remember, Zod wanted people to kneel. but Superman made them believe.
Well, I've been working out.